Saving an image in processing can be relatively simple, and then it can get more sophisticated. We're going to first talk about how you can just save a bunch of frames, and then how you can save individual frames. And these are all going to be saved as either JPEGs or PNGs or TIFFs, and they're all going to be saved at your computer screen resolution, which is probably 72 or 96. So they're really kind of small images, but they'd work fine for thumbnails, or if you wanted to put them into your sketchbook. So the way that you would do it is in your draw, right at the bottom of your code, right before your closing bracket, you can put in the argument save frame. And to start with, let's see what happens when we put in save frame. The F is capitalized, we have open and close parentheses, we haven't given it any arguments, and it's just a semicolon. So I'm going to run my sketch just for a couple of seconds. Okay, close my sketch. And now, where did it save it? Processing actually saves these in whatever folder your processing sketch is in. So the easiest way to find that, I could go over to my folders and I could browse for it, but processing has this cool feature. If you go up to Sketch, Show Sketch Folder. And so I can get directly into my sketch folder. And as you can see, it was saving frames every time it looped, and it just gives them this default name, screen, and by default it's a TIFF file. All right, so that might be different on your settings. Mine by default it's a TIFF file. I think I see that most frequently. And it's just going and saving all of the frames as it loops through. So this can be a little bit messy, and so let's talk about how we could at least make this go into a different folder. So I'm going to delete all of these. So this works, but it's just a little on the messy side. So this time, instead, I'm going to give it an argument, and the argument's going to be a name of a folder that I want it to create. I have to put it in quotes, so I'm going to put a quote, and I'm going to put images, and so that's going to be the name of the folder that it's going to create within my random example folder, / and I'm going to put 4 hashtags dot whatever file extension I want. So if I want to keep the TIFF, if I can do TIF. If I want to do a JPEG, or if I want to do a GIF, I could add that, or a PNG, sorry. I'm going to do .png and then close my quotes. So you don't want it to be grayed out. You want to make sure that it looks like this kind of magenta color, so it's all within quotes. Images / 4 hashtags.png. So the 4 hashtags are just allowing it to give it a new name every time it cycles through. So let's see what this looks like. Press play. And it's going to run slower because it's saving frames as it loops through. So you can expect to see a delay. The delay is not really, like if you took this out, it wouldn't be there. It's just something that's temporary as it's saving the frames. So now I'll go up to Sketch, Show Sketch Folder, and now it created this folder for me called Images, and they're all being saved in here. Okay, so this might work for your needs, but maybe it's creating a lot more images than you want. You never want to press play and walk away, because it will fill up your hard drive. Trust me, I know it's happened to me. I'm going to delete all of these and do a different thing. Okay, these guys are all gone. Back to my sketch. This time, instead of doing the 4 hashtags, I'm going to just put in a name. I'm going to put in 1. So what this is going to do is it's only going to save the frame right before I close processing, close the sketch. So I'm going to let it run. Okay, I'll close it. Let's go check it out. Sketch, Show Sketch Folder, go into Images folder, and here's just one image, and that one's called 1. All right, so now if I wanted to get another one, I do need to change the name. I'll call this one 2, and I'll let my sketch run for a little bit longer this time. Okay, and let's go check that out. Go up to Sketch, Show Sketch Folder, and here's 1 and here's 2, and just even looking at the thumbnails, you can see that they did record at different times. All right, Because this is a pretty small image, one thing I could do is scale this up when I want to get my still, if I wanted it to be printable size. So I could do scale 2. That means it's going to increase it by 200%. But to get it to be accurate, I have to double the size of that I have my canvas set up. So now this would need to become 1,000 by 1,000. And I'm going to call this image 3. And so let's do it again. So now it's doing a screen capture of this at the new size, but it still only has a resolution of 72. Okay, and now let's go up to Sketch, Show Sketch Folder, and let's switch so we get the info about our images, and you can see that 3 is a larger file size. I go back to my thumbnails, you can't really tell the difference, but this one has dimensions of 1,000 by 1,000 and the others are 500 by 500. Okay, so eventually we will get into being able to save frames on a key press, and that will be a lot smoother because then you can just press the key every time you want to save a frame. And we'll also talk about how to save them as PDFs, so they are at 300 resolution and not 72 or 96. But if you want to start saving some frames, maybe just for your portfolio or for a sketchbook, this is an easy way to get started.